Hello, my name is Vadim. I work as head of IT in a German consulting company, but I also do a lot of full stack. Today I will be talking about DevSecOps, and this will be a lection about the best practices and the core principles of DevOps in the sphere of web development. But the core principles, they are good, I think, for almost every IT sphere. I think most of all are already using them. Um, Anyways, I hope the insights here will give you good opportunities to improve yourself in your secure journey. So let's start. First of all, what is DevSecOps? First of all, there is it is good thing to describe what is DevOps. I like to think about it as a way to automate some of programmers' work, because in DevOps there are so much good practices that could help just any developer make their experience better. You don't need to think about the old versions of your code. You don't need to think about how do you push it to production stage, and sometimes even if you do some errors, that may help a lot. So DevSecOps, it is like implementation of security into DevOps, making security a part of continuous integration, continuous deployment of DevOps pipelines. Let's talk a little bit about the evolution of security practices. Before even DevOps, there was, I'd say, a traditional way of doing security. I would like to say that it is a security as afterthought, because only when the software, the site is ready, there was a security team and they was doing security testing stuff and trying to analyze is it good or not. In DevOps era, the deploy speed of new features, the agile of IT is growing, and the importance of security is really big there, because there are a lot of different tasks done, and some security teams don't know how to deal with them. The good way to do that is DevSecOps. Some maybe automation, maybe shared responsibility, some steps to make the security better. Let's talk why DevOps matters. Here I have a little metrics about one of my projects I was curating. On the left part, it is the project without DevOps in there. That was really bad structurized project with a lot of auth problems and secrets management. And the right thing is the same project, but with DevSecOps practices implemented there. You can see that some features, I call it a service level expectation. For some features, there was a very big amount of tasks that the dark green and light green colors. I show the delay by security reasons and delay by development reasons. and in traditional ways the delays were much worse. Security in DevSecOps is integrated in each step. There are a lot of different ways to integrate it in each step of DevOps process, and we will be talking about some of them today. Let's dive into the core principles of DevSecOps. The shift left security. The idea here it is when the task is done and it is ready in production, you may don't know even is there a security issue or no, but there might be. And if someone knows about this issue, it may cost you a lot of money if you don't value it enough. The automation. The automation is a very important part of DevSecOps. Each part of the key principles is crucially important, and without any of them it will not work at all. Automation is needed there to make all the process better, making the person factorless and making the process fast as they will work without the need of security team involved in operation of DevSecOps. Continuous integration and delivery. That is an example of CI/CD pipeline with a lot of different security options included there. You can see that some of those options may take a lot of time to introduce, to make into the teams or not. We will talk about them a little later. I think the most important one, the most important key of DevSecOps, it is collaboration between teams. The hardest one for me. The thing is to make teams communicate with each other, to share their security responsibility, to enable knowledge sharing, even if you don't have specialized security personnel there. Let's dive into some DevSecOps strategies. How to do shift left. The way shift left is named that, it is we are making our focus on security much earlier in the development stage. That way we can make our security issues non-existent on the stage after. The best ways to do that, it is of course thoughtful planning and embedded practices, training, and focusing on security. If you're building the security first application, it is crucially important. Configuration management. I like this one at all, because when you're doing DevSecOps, you want to have your secrets, your configurations your even compliance or regulatory things on special places for them, to have that information by your hand, and don't give this information to any unneeded any unneeded places. This is the ways of automated testing. There are a lot of letters. The CACST it is the tool for analyzing source code for security vulnerabilities. For example, even linter in this code that will show you syntax errors can make a little bit of SAST, because it will analyze the possible vulnerabilities very early in that stage. A lot of modern solutions for that can go much deeper in your code base and analyze even some pretty complicated stuff. I think AI will do that work very good. The second one is DAST. Also security testing, but on running applications. I'd say that general pen testing of application also goes there, and only that way we can test application and be really sure that our tests are running good, because the attacks on running applications can do our hackers if they want to. Next one, IAST. It is combining of previous two. There might be a lot of different approaches how to make that testing, a lot of different stuff involved, and I think most systems now using that kind of testing, advanced systems. The next one, SA, it is analyzing the third parties components. If we do a really crucial system, sometimes we rely on our partners, and even they can have their vulnerabilities. Sometimes we had to invest there to make our security better and be sure that all the things there will be good. The last one, the infrastructure as code. That thing is going on very popular lately, as I can think so. How are you using infrastructure as code now? But in infrastructure as code also might be a lot of different vulnerabilities there. For example, if you just add extra 0 to number of servers you want to raise, that might be a lot of costs there. Let's dive next. Continuous monitoring. Your application needed to be monitored continuously. I'd say the CI/CD, CM. So monitoring will be also a big part of that system. There are also a lot of different approaches to that, how we can organize continuous monitoring. But in main ways, we just try to collect logs and analyze them for any things we don't expect them there. I think the metrics are especially important and monitoring of systems. Uh, Very simple example: if your site down, uh, the only way you can know that is just try to open your site, but you can't make it like continuously opening it every second and trying to address that. Even some little things like some say little, but not really. Like the delay between some requests in your site might be a very big issue when dealing with, but you can monitor them and deal with them in a time before they can make a lot of bad stuff to your application. Um, let's dive into how we can implement DevSecOps in practice. The thing I like the most it is making apps secure by design. There are a lot of approaches how to do that, and that involves a lot of planning there. So you could make the architecture of an application that way so it cannot be hacked easily, but there are always ways to how to deal with it somehow. For example, one of the easiest attacks, from my opinion, it is SQL injection. I think it's called injection. And one of the easiest way to deal with that, it is just sanitize all your values you're getting from user, from front end or somewhere, and just don't make the SQL injection happen. DevSecOps toolchain. There are some tools you could use for the general DevSecOps implementation. It is, of course, Git, GitHub Actions, what I think a lot of us use on a daily basis. There are some tools I'd like to talk about a little more. For example, the Sonar Cube. It is also a static analyzer for platforms, for a code base that can handle not only the static things in your code, but also some security vulnerabilities. Sometimes it might be hard to get how to integrate security into CI/CD pipelines. There are a lot of different steps in a CI/CD where you want to make your security in, and you could do it just step by step or make it into very specific places in your configuration. But it is also very important to find the most effective places to put security in. Feedback loop. It is feedback loops. I can talk about them like if something happened, even if you have good security or not really, you should talk about that, should address this issue and ask why does it happen, so that will never happen again probably. Also, a nice thing I tried to implement it is the Security Champions program to find someone. Maybe it is not really a security guy, but he might be really interested in making good security in a company or project, and make him like a little more in lead of security of specific thing. Let's talk a little bit about common integration challenges. The one thing it is to balance security with agility, because I think I thought that security can lead to big delays in software development sometimes, but we should also address that if we don't do some of those delays, or they may make very big risks for a company. There are some best practices that I was thinking about. If you want, you can add something here or talk about it. I think the skill cap. That is also one of the answers what to do if you don't really have a team of security, or you want your the existing team become a little bit of security. How do you deal with that? It is training inside the company, inside some commands, and making people be a little more into security. Metrics and KPIs. It is also very complicated thing how to understand that security teams are doing very good or not, and how are they making the company product good or not. And okay, for that it is defining metrics that are not complicated, that are simple, and that could prove that there is work done and all the projects are working good. Let's recap the key points. The main thing to do in DevSecOps to integrate security there. The shift left practice is very good because we can analyze the security before the actual development processes and make application secure from just from the start. The future of DevSecOps. I think there will be a lot of AI here because of AI is developing so fast right now. Maybe a lot of these points will be automated, even using with decent AI models. Maybe all of that stuff will be automated very AI-ly. But yeah, I think there will be very big future for DevOps and security there, and security overall. Here I also have some map of tools for that. And yeah, thank you very much for listening, for your attention. Do you have any questions?
Okay, yeah, if anyone has any questions. Oh, yeah, nice.
I was just kind of curious. Have you seen where like security teams are actually embedded within project teams, or is it generally somebody like an engineer, like a software engineer, for example, that has an interest in security? Is it usually that option, or is it usually like the security team is broken up and actually just embedded in each team? I'm just kind of curious.
In my experience, the development team and security team are divided oftenly, and that is a big issue because their goals sometimes also divided. Security want the security in their company, and development want their features faster. And only in the way they will communicate better, we can solve this in no time. And about the security guys involved in development process, it is also not really often feature in my experience, because when there are a security guy in development basis, that makes that the nothing I was wanted to say. There are sometimes developers that are interested in security in development in development teams, and these commands are really great. They can handle those security tasks much better, in my opinion, that it could be done without that.
One more question, if that's okay.
Mm.
So you mentioned in a side chat before this that you work with GitHub a lot, and I'm just curious, do you use like CodeQL or Dependabot as part of that?
CodeQL and no, I think not. I heard about CodeQL, I think, but I never used it.
Yeah, we have a couple of questions from the chat. So the first one is, how long will it take to integrate DevSecOps into a company on average? What would you say?
It is really dependent on the company, on processes, on how deep do you want it to integrate, and how good security you want there to be. But if it is an app from scratch, you can integrate DevSecOps there in no time, because the things you need to consider there are key principles, and not as complicated as it might be.
Okay. And one more question is, could you name any, like, well, a couple of KPIs that can be measured for DevSecOps process?
Yeah. The best thing I like. Are you talking about KPI for a system or about the people?
I think it's probably system. I'm not sure. It's from the chat, but yeah, if you're listening to us, you can write the specification of the question, but it should probably be system.
Sure. The KPI for system I like the best. It is just the downtime of site, the online time, and for example, it is just one number. In Amazon, it is like 99.99999, and that can show a lot about the reliability of platform at all. And security here is also a very big part.
Okay. Any other questions from the room? Yeah, I think that's it from the chat. Yeah, if there's no more questions.
I'll just add a comment.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Actually, just a comment on it, because actually I use DevSecOps a lot, and a lot of the work that I'm doing. And for us, the main KPI was time to respond.
Yeah.
So if you look at a traditional flow of finding a problem and fixing a problem versus through DevSecOps of actually just taking the time to respond and significantly decreasing it, that was the KPI that we've always used.
Yeah, that is a very good example. A little good.
Yeah, actually, it got the specification for the question. So he's asking about KPIs for success of DevSecOps program.
On program.
Yes, on program. Yeah, in general, if you're talking about the program.
Oh, that is a nice question because there are a lot of different approaches to DevSecOps. I listed just the key principles, but I think we could measure each of approaches independently and check what is better or what we should integrate first in different environments. Yeah, if it is answers your question.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you.
If there's no other questions, yeah, I think that's it for the topic. And big thank you, Vadim.
Thank you very much for listening.